Live from the Valley, it's your host, former Miss USA, Nia Sanchez.
Hey, baby. Okay, welcome to the Hold My Crown podcast, where we dive into life, pageants, reality TV, parenting, and so much more. Join us for special guests from your favorite reality shows and some of my very good friends, other beauty queens. This is Hold My Crown.
Hold my crown.
Hello. Welcome back to the Hold My Crown podcast. I am so glad that you are here hanging out with us on another beautiful Wednesday. We have a very, very special friend of mine joining us today. Her name is Jasmine Goode. If you don't know her yet, because you are the one person not watching The Valley, then you are going to get to know her a little bit today. And she is just a beautiful person inside and out. Let me tell you a little bit about Jasmine. So Jasmine used to work at SUR. That is how she has the connection with the formerly Vanderpump crew of friends. She was actually on The Bachelor, so she has previous experience in the reality TV world. And she used to work at Disney, which we've connected on. She also is a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader, and she's cheered for other national teams as well. So she is incredible. She is one of my favorite people on the show. We have had so much fun together. Hang out with me today as we talk to Jasmine, learn a little bit about her backstory. We get some inspo from her and her life. So let's do it. We are going to meet Jasmine Goode today. Hi, Jasmine. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great. I'm so
Good.
excited to do this with you.
Thanks for being here. Yeah, thank you for hanging out with me. I'm really excited for the audience to get to know you a little bit more because they've seen you on their TV screens. But something that I've learned through this experience is they just get the smallest snippet of who we are. There's so much more depth, so much more life that we live outside of just those moments that are shown on the show.
I know.
And our audience may not know, the people that are watching The Valley may not know that you've been on another reality show. So we'll get into all that a little bit later. But can you give me a smidge of your background, where you grew up and what brought you to LA and all of, I just kind of want to know who you are, how you got into this world.
Yeah. So I'm from New Jersey, and born and raised with the school out there. I kind of ended up in California somehow because I was dancing, I would cheer for the Cowboys. And then I ended up in San Francisco, where I was dancing for the Warriors. And I kind of just wanted to check LA out. I was like, you know what, I'm going to check LA since I'm already in California. And I moved here and I love it. And then I somehow ended up on The Bachelor somehow too. It's here's my thing. I always say yes to everything. So I think that's my problem. But that's kind of how I ended up in California, and I haven't left, and I love it here. But just kind of say yes to life and look where it, gets you.
Yeah, I agree. And I love that. I love that you ended up here and we ended up being friends. Something that people may not know, because I don't think the actual moment made it on the TV, but I would say out of all the friends, I know every single person in the friend group except for, I feel like you and I were only social media friends because we kept missing each other at Brittany's get-togethers. You were there and I wasn't, or vice versa. So we really connected actually when we started filming the show, and we had a lot of fun moments. And I feel like there were moments that maybe might not make it. I'm not sure. We did a facial and we were right. And I was we had moments where we were comparing our lives, and there's so many similarities. So you worked for Disney, right? This is what we talked about before.
I worked for Disney. I was friends with Princess Tiana. So yeah, I love her. I love Disney. I worked on Disney Cruise Line, so it's only a year. And then I actually was going to work for Disney Paris. I got a job there, but I was like, you know what? No, I want to go back to America. But it was such a great experience. And, you understand how it is working for Disney. It's the best experience of my life.
I loved all of my positive memories from Disney are so positive in my experience. The management was meh, not the best. The pay was not the best, but the actual job was so much fun. And I was so grateful for it.
The best memories. Oh, I miss it. And I know the show, these are things we talked about, or, they didn't show it, or maybe they're going to, we don't know yet. We still have a couple episodes, but, I hope that people can see the little clips that we did get to hang together, but who knows?
Yeah. You never know. And there'll be many more to come if we get a season 2, which I'm hoping we'll get a season 2.
Fingers crossed.
But let's pull it back to like your first time on reality TV and kind
God.
of like the compare and contrast. So you did The Bachelor. I have not watched that. I really don't watch reality TV, but I'm on a show with you and we're having a good time. But tell me about kind of the compare and contrast of those
Yes.
experiences. That one versus this one.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So The Bachelor was just such a different world because, you are literally fighting for like your attention with this one person. You're trying to find
Mhm.
love, and it's all about emotions, and everyone's crying and all these feelings. The Valley, totally different. Yes, there's emotions and there's feelings, but it's like your everyday life. So it's not
Right.
so much just, hey, how do you feel about, your lead? When do you want to get married? It's like all these like things about like this one person. And I
Yeah.
hated that.
Mhm.
So this experience to do the Valley was really nice to just have like us be ourselves, get to hang out with your friends, everyday things. And I think that's what kind of sold me on doing the show. It's like I get to show my relationship. Well, I really couldn't because Melissa couldn't film this season, but hopefully next season she will be able to. And that's like something that I wanted to be able to like bring to the world. Like this is my life, not trying to be on The Bachelor, trying to find love and like just talk about emotions all day long. Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally different.
totally. I can't imagine being on The Bachelor. Did you when you were, like, around him I don't even know who him was, like, I literally have no idea. But when you were around him, did you like, were you attracted to him? Or was you like, "Oh, dang, shoot, this guy's not the one. Shoot, I'm stuck." Like,
Girl,
what was
it
it?
was I went on the show honestly just for fun at first because I literally had just got out of a relationship. One of my best friends was like, "You have to do this show." She's like,
Mhm,
"It's everyone, it's so popular." And I was like, "Okay, whatever." Went on the show, like my lead, Nick, he was okay. I wasn't like, oh my God, blown away by him. It was more
mhm.
like, okay, I'm gonna do what I have to do. My friends were like, get on there, make it long enough so you can make it to paradise. That was the thing she told me to do.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make it to the top 10, which I did. So I was like, okay, my job is done here. I can go.
Uh-huh.
I just wasn't really into him. I think when you're in that environment, you're programmed, like you're kind of not brainwashed, but you're kind of programmed to like believe that you're falling in love with this person and you're not.
Mhm.
Like there was a moment I had to step back and like look, like evaluate the situation. And I'm looking around. It was on a group date, and I'm sitting here like, all these girls were like in love with this guy. I was not in love with him. I was like, I need
Uh,
to go home. And I remember telling producers after that date, like, I'm ready to leave. Like, this isn't for me. And they tried to get me to stay. They're like, you have to stay. And I'm like, no. And then I finally got sent home. So it
yeah.
was definitely one of those moments where I knew I wasn't into him, or, but it was just, you kind of have to tell yourself, yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I like him because I'm on the show. I have to do this. Oh, yeah. It was mentally exhausting.
Have you seen Unreal, the TV show?
Oh my God. I didn't watch that until I think after I got off. And I was like, this is exactly like how it was. I was like,
Crazy.
scary, scary.
Yeah, so crazy. My girlfriend was an actress on the show Unreal. She had
No
a
way.
role, and it was just, like, crazy what she said she experienced and what shows like that kind of go through and the behind the scenes and all of that. It's just wild. It's
It was
wild.
very well. Very,
I
very
wanna
well.
talk about you and Melissa for a moment, and then we'll get into a little bit more of, like, talking about our show and our experience, but
Yeah.
Melissa, we thought was going to be on the show with us because you're in a relationship and this is about couples and all of
I
that.
know.
So tell me a little bit about your love story, how you guys met, how you knew she was the one, where you guys are at right now in your relationship.
Yeah. So me and Melissa, we actually met like 5 years ago. But we didn't start dating until like 3 years ago.
Mhm.
She grew up in the same town. We grew up in the same town, Maplewood, New Jersey. She graduated with my brother, actually. So that's like
Ah,
small world. Like she was always like there, kind of like around, but I didn't know her because I
she's
was older.
younger by a few years, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So she's actually her best friend's sister is my best friend. So that's how I always like the connections there. I knew who she was, but she was kind of like always around. We
Yeah.
didn't start dating until like 3 years ago. And she just hit me up one day, was like, hey, I'm coming out here during the pandemic. And she's like, can I take you on a date? And I'm like, sure, why not? Come on out. So then she took me on a date, and then we just never left each other. And now we've just been here 3 years. And she moved out here. We do have a place in New Jersey as well. But it's just crazy to think how the pandemic yes, it was awful and crazy, but there was something good that came out of it for me. So I'm really thankful for that. And now hopefully the future is, we're trying to one day get engaged, get married. That's like our timeline of things we want to do, kids and things like that. So yeah, we're just living life, traveling. We love traveling. We just got back from Japan.
Yes.
So
how was Japan?
Oh my God, it was amazing.
Anybody that's going to go to Japan, like if they're listening and like, oh, I'm planning a trip this year, what should they do?
Oh my gosh, everything. No,
I know you have to give me all the tips. I want to go.
So much stuff to do. Honestly, like I think that we didn't have enough time. I think you need like 2 or 3 weeks there because there's so much to do. I would definitely just spend time going to different cities. Like went to Kyoto, tried to go to Osaka. Just don't spend your time in one place because there's just so much to see. So I think that's one thing you should do.
I have Kyoto very high on my bucket list. Like, and I saw your post about it and you said you loved it because it's like a little bit more slow. And
the culture, it's very eye-opening. And I just love the Japanese culture. Everything there is amazing.
Me too. So we saw Melissa a little bit in Capri, our Capri moments, those episodes there. And then we see her in this week's most recent episode when we go to Kristen's James May party. So you get little glimpses of Melissa, but I hope that the audience will get to see you guys together more, you guys as a couple, your moments. Like I think that hopefully if we get another season, that will be more of like a full story for you because you are obviously like all up in our friend group. Like we all hang, we're like besties, but because she couldn't film, we just didn't see your whole story, Yeah.
And that's really what's unfortunate because we really, that was the big reason why I wanted to do it. I was like, do I really want to do the show? But just by myself? Absolutely not. And we thought like, we really tried, we were like, it was all legal stuff. And, but I really hope that, people get to see next season us and our relationship because there's so much stuff we do. We do really cool things. And I'm like, oh, the world gets to see this.
Melissa, like we've been talking about, she hasn't been on the show with us, unfortunately, but how did she support you? Because I feel like it's got to be weird. Like Daniel and I did this together.
Yeah.
And you guys are together, but she couldn't be with you filming day in and day out. So like, how did she support you when you had to film on your own or like, not with her?
I know. Honestly, I loved coming back after a crazy event and like debriefing her, like, hey, this is what happened. Okay. Like putting it out on her. She's a very good listener. That's the one thing I love about her because I talk so much. So she was always just there to like listen, which I love because the crap we were going through, like just the drama and to have like, she wasn't involved, but to have like her there to like, especially since she witnessed the Capri night. So she knows how this group is. So honestly, she's just there, honestly, just to listen, which I really love because after going through all these filming days that were crazy, be able to come home to somebody who can just like listen to what's going on and I can like throw it out on her and not her get like upset or not want to listen. It's really nice that she was there for me in those moments.
Yeah.
It was a lot this summer.
It was a lot. And like, we can't tell anybody about it because it all needs to, our moments that we had in our friend group have to stay ready for TV. You can't be telling everybody about it. So at least you have her to kind of pull back to.
Yeah, she was drama. Oh God.
How was it? Like, I feel like my position in the drama is like, I ain't got time for this.
I know.
I have my own drama in my own head. Like this is drama. So I don't need everybody else's drama. Girl, but you had like, I feel like you had like a pinky toe in the drama. You were not actively a part of it, but people were trying to tell you things and you're like, Jax,
I know.
No, stop opening your mouth. Like, what was your experience? Like, how did you feel being kind of in it, but not, I mean, I appreciated how you spoke to Janet at the Mondrian night where you're like, I know stuff. I'm not trying to like mix the pot more. Like,
I was like, I don't want to do this right now. Yeah. Like, it's crazy because like, I think with Jax, he thought he could like tell me some tea and then I was going to just go run with it. And it's like, listen, there's certain stuff I'm down with but like that situation with the rumors and I was like, I'm not getting into that. Like one, I'm just getting to know Michelle. Right. Two, if Jesse's your best friend, Jax, why don't you go talk? Like you should go handle this.
Yeah.
So he started doing that. And then Janet's asking me for information. I was like, listen, I don't want to do this right now. Like, this is not what I want to do. Because like, yeah, I'm in it, but like, I don't want to be the person that's like, spilling all the tea. I was like,
Mhm.
not for me. This sucks, be in this position. But I get it. Like, we all have to be somehow like in the drama, but it was a lot that day dealing with Jackson and Kristen. And I'm like, my mind is just like, wait, what's going on here? You both are crazy.
Yeah. I think you, in the most recent episode, when you were grabbing a bite to eat with Kristen,
Yeah.
you kind of made that comparison. Like, you're just like Jax. Don't you see it? And she was like, no. And I was like,
Yeah.
what? Hold on.
Literally same person.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I love Kristen. Like, she's my girl. But yes, you're talking about some drama. Of course, I get the comparison. Like,
Yeah,
I get it. I get it.
exactly.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh,
Very
God. The drama. What do you think about all the drama that's happened so far? Like,
Oh
between
my
Kristen
God.
and Michelle, I feel like Michelle's already posted on her Instagram, which I'm like, she's not supposed to give away.
Yeah. Wait, what did she do?
She just put like people asked her on her Ask Me Anything, like, are you friends with Kristen? And she was like, nope. Oh,
She
but
said,
like,
absolutely.
what if you became friends for
Yeah.
maybe they do, and then they have another riff? Like, who knows? I'm not like giving away any storylines,
Yeah.
but she was like, nope. And I was like, ooh,
I think that honestly, it's sad. It's unfortunate because we all want it. Like, I feel like I want everybody to be friends. So everybody to be in a good place. I know that's not going to happen, but it's like one of those things where I think they can bring it back if they just have to figure it out. Like, there's no way I think we can continue without somehow them bringing it back, because
I agree.
like they have to make it work. I just don't know how that's going to happen, but Michelle's in a better place now. She's happy. So when somebody's happy, maybe that's all it takes. She was miserable with Jesse, clearly. So
I agree. Gosh, it was hard to watch some of those scenes for me.
yeah,
Like, as her friend, seeing just the way that they interacted together and the way he was towards her. It's like,
yeah, it was really it's hard watching that. I was like, no wonder, because I always felt like she was kind of like cold or a little standoffish sometimes. And I was like, I didn't know if that was just her personality, but I think it's because she was just dealing with, now watching it, I see it's because you have all these issues going on, and that's coming like out. It's like radiating out of her.
I felt the same thing. And again, I didn't know where it was coming from, just like you said. But now that I look back on it, I feel like it was like her guarding her heart. Like, she had so much heaviness that she was dealing with, and she was just trying to protect herself.
Yeah.
Emotionally. So, and then now just to see her, like I saw her yesterday at church, and you go and come with us next week.
I know. And she's so happy now. I'm like, who are you?
Like, radiating. Like, it just radiates. So yeah, I love that for her. Okay, we're gonna do fan questions and a little more like questions about the drama in just 1 second. But we're gonna go to a quick break and then come right back. Welcome back from the break. I want to make sure we have time to get into our audience questions. So I'm going to shout you out if you ask a question on Instagram, and then we're going to see what Jasmine's answers are. So I actually have a few questions about dance. We'll start with that and then move into some other fun ones. This is from Maritza. She's actually one of my former pageant clients. And she said, how did you find resilience while pursuing your professional dance career? So she's a dancer, and she's danced on incredible teams, but her goal is like NFL, like the huge, like up there. And she's gotten so close. So I'm like, I want you to give her a little advice, or anybody else that's a dancer.
Honestly, you just have to, I would say, having confidence. I know people say like having the confidence, but it's not just that too. I think putting in the work, because I think for me, I didn't make, when I first tried out for NFL my first time, I didn't make it the first time. And I was like, you know what? That's okay. I'm going to come back. I busted my ass all year, went to every prep class, everything that was available for me. And even the ones that I just worked out at home, to dance like videos on YouTube and just practicing, and just never gave up. You just kind of have to have that mindset, like you're gonna do it, and like say that you're making it. Like I literally tell myself like I'm on the team already, and then like that gave me that confidence walking in there, like, oh, I'm gonna nail this. So it's just kind of having that, like you're gonna get like, doors slammed in your face. You might not make it, but you just kind of have to remember, like, if it's not right that time, it's going to happen. It's just maybe at a different team or, different opportunity. You just have to remember that it will happen for you. You just have to, put in the work and have that confidence that you're going to make this,
Yes. Well, some of what you said makes me think of Miss Congeniality, where he's like, "You are the crown.
Yes.
Be the crown."
Be the crown.
Yes. I'm on the team
true.
already. Yes, I'm just doing the work, but I'm already on the team. Put it out there.
A lot of mental, I think, too, because I think you trip yourself out. You know how it is in the pageant world. Like if you're going to be, everyone has nerves, but if you're saying like, oh my God, I can't do this, there's no way, then you're not going to do it. Like you can't think like that. Like I think that's the one thing that people have to remember when they're auditioning for any type of dance and honestly, anything where you have to like just have the confidence where you're going to make it. And if you don't, it's okay, because guess what? You'll pick yourself up and do it again.
Boom. Yes. Yeah. Amen. So many questions about The Bachelor, but we already talked about that. So moving on past those. This is from, JEFABABEM Mama. I don't know how to pronounce that. But I see a girl. She says, do you think Brittany and Jax will get back together?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I feel like we all get asked this question on interviews.
Yeah. Right now, I would say no. I don't see it. I don't see it. Right. I mean, if they did, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah. In every single interview I've had since they separated, we all get asked this question. My consistent answer that was so true until recently was, I hope so. And like, there's always hope and there's always a chance. And I still know that in the back of my mind that there's always hope. But I just, like when she left, she said, these are the things that need to happen. And so far as I know, nothing has happened. Nothing has changed. So it's like, if you really want to have your family back together, you would start working on at least one of the few things. And I don't see movement on that. So
I don't see it. I just don't see it. But like you said, I would hope so. We want the best for people, but at the same time, they don't have to be together. I think they're great people. It doesn't work. I feel like you guys just need to do your own thing.
Yeah, and she deserves the world.
Exactly.
Like her soul, her heart, like who she is as a human being, she deserves the world. So
I know.
We love you, Brittany.
I know. We love you, Brittany.
Yeah. Okay. So this is more dance questions. We'll do one more dance question. I have a funny question for you. This is from Rainstorm2556. What is the most stressful part of being a dancer?
Oh my God, the most stressful part. Ooh, oh my gosh. I would say there's so many different parts. So I think the most stressful for me when I was dancing professionally was just trying to balance your like dance and your personal life. It's really hard doing both. You really don't have a personal life, which is, just trying to balance everything, like work.
Yeah.
Dance, it's not a full-time for me. And if it wasn't a full-time job, it's like full-time, like everything is like basically the whole thing is full-time, but like it's a part-time job, So trying to find that balance with your like normal life and your family and friends. I think that was really hard for me, that part. Yeah. But the dancing, loved it. Wasn't hard. I mean, it's hard, but that part I just love so much, but you just sacrifice a lot, but that balance is hard.
Yeah, it's life. When you're pursuing your dreams, there's sacrifice, but you do it and you achieve those dreams and you keep moving. And it's so beautiful. Okay, this is from @Zach Whitman. Our boo Zach. Okay, it says, ask her about her mini kitchen obsession. Tell us, what is this mini kitchen obsession?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so there's an Instagram account called Tiny Kitchens.
Okay.
And I just love miniature things. It's so weird. I know. I send Zach videos of little things. I just love miniature things. I don't know why. And like go on TikTok. There's like a whole TikTok like culture of like mini kitchens, and I don't know. It's really cute.
Every single person that listens to this is now going to open up their TikTok and they're going to start seeing. They're going to go down the rabbit hole. They're going to be on the algorithm.
Yes, Tiny Kitchens. Look it up. I'm telling you, it's so cute. They like really cook like real food. It's just baby miniature size, like this big. It's so cute.
Okay, miniature. Because I was gonna say like I have a toddler kitchen and I
mean like water in mini, it. Like ant size stuff. It's so weird. I know, creepy.
It's so funny. Everybody has their thing. Like there's panda cams. Like everybody's got their thing.
It's just funny. I love it.
Yeah.
Thanks,
okay.
Zach.
Thanks, Zach, for calling her out. Okay, let's do the last question. What do you do for work outside of the Valley? Because like we all have to make money outside of the Valley. Like this is not our full-time job. This is 3 months that we're working. So what
Yeah.
do you do outside of that?
Yeah. So right now I'm in real estate. I was actually working a full-time job. I was doing business development for an internet company.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing that for a couple years, but with the show, with trying to do real estate full-time, it's hard to have both. So right now I'm doing real estate full-time here in California. So if anybody needs any, help, come to me. I don't just do $1 million homes. I do it all, leases, everything.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing right now. And I'm starting to get back into a little bit of like social media stuff as well. Cause I used to do that back in the day. So I'm starting to put my toes back into some content stuff as well. So yeah, just kind of juggling a bunch of things right now, but real estate is my main focus.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I know we got to keep it tight on time. Thank you so much for taking the time. Before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I feel like there already were some good takeaways, but I want every podcast, our audience to have a good takeaway, something they feel like they learned, they can take and they can apply to their life. So if you could give a piece of advice to someone in their 20s that is trying to pursue just their dreams, their goals, whether it's to be a dancer, to be in the entertainment industry, their real estate license, like just what would be your piece of advice to achieve your dreams? I know that's like,
no, I know that's like broad. But I would say, don't compare yourself to other people. I think when you're in your 20s, you're younger, you look at somebody else, and you're like, wow, that's where I want to be right now. But guess what? That's not your path. You have your own path. So don't compare. I think, just don't compare yourself to other people. Be
beautiful.
who you are and don't compare.
Amen. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to hang out. We'll have to do this again after the show is over. We can do a debrief of the whole show.
We have so much going on, people. Like, just wait. Like, we need to do it after episode, I think 10 or 11. That's what we need to do.
I mean, we need a reunion. That's a whole conversation.
Reunion.
I saw people on Instagram saying, like, posting and saying, this is day one of me posting every day until Bravo gives the Valley a reunion. I'm like, yes, we need to start like a campaign. Let's make it happen.
Right? We need it. Oh, but you know what?
So much to debrief with Andy.
I just said pick the cameras up. Let's roll. Come on.
Let's go. We're ready. Let's do it. All right, Jasmine, you're amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Oh, where can everybody find you?
Oh, yeah.
For real estate and social media.
Yes. All my social are Jasmine Goode _ because somebody else has Jasmine Goode out there. But Good with an E. And you can find me on TikTok as well. The same socials. Yeah, just Jasmine Goode _
Beautiful. And they can reach out there for real estate as well.
Yeah, real estate. Oh, so my real estate, you guys, it's actually jasmine.good at element.com. Douglas Element. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You can hit me on socials too for real estate as well.
Absolutely. Just get in contact.
Yes.
Thanks, Jasmine. Have a good
Bye,
day.
Nia. Thank you.
Wasn't that a fun interview with Jasmine? I'm so glad that you got to meet her and get to know her. She is an incredible person. She is such a light on this earth, and she is also very inspirational. So thank you for hanging out with us, Jasmine. Make sure that you follow Jasmine on Instagram and TikTok. And hey, if you are in Los Angeles or Southern California, you need to reach out to her for all of your real estate needs. She is your girl. Thank you again for listening today on the Hold My Crown podcast. Make sure you follow us, you subscribe, follow on Instagram, subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts, and I will see you again next week on the Hold My Crown podcast. Bye.
Yay Networks.